Folks, this is Jeff from Wickedoil. I'm going to give a quick, something might help somebody. This is a Freightliner, what is it, 114 SD. I believe it's 2019. I was trying to find some videos to help me figure out why the damn blower motor wasn't working. I swapped in a known working unit from another truck and it wouldn't work. The one that came out of this truck went into the other one, worked just fine. Checking the wiring, checking the fuses. The fuse was good. I'm going to show you where that's at in just a minute. Did some looking, and only thing I could find is stuff for Cascadias and stuff like that, and they're different from this. There's some similarities, but they're different. But that right there is the power. It comes right here, okay? And the resistor block is integral inside here. So if it goes out, you're replacing the damn blower motor. And still got to put the cover on. All right, no power, but the fuse was good. First, I'm going to tell you what took me a little bit of time to figure out, and then I'm going to tell you what causes it, and I'm going to tell you how I fixed it. So in this box right here is the fuse. F2 is the fuse for the blower, and I took the dash apart and traced the wire all the way over to where it comes through the bottom. Well, it comes through the firewall, and I should have been a little bit more prepared than this. Sorry about the shaking around all that crap. All right. All right, this is the bulkhead connector that comes through the firewall. That wire is the fourth wire on the right side. Well, it'd be the left side of the truck, but my right now, this is the driver's side. Fourth wire from the bottom. It's a blue wire, and it comes over here and it comes into that green connector right there. Now, I found the fuse the first day I was working on this, and I'm like, the fuse is good. It's got power on both sides. Everything's good. We should have power. There must be some other source. And I have seen trucks where they have different sources for things, you know, depending on if you push a button or some damn thing. Okay, so anyway, you can probably see my little note here. Yeah, that's to help the next guy that has to work on this turd. Okay, so what happened is right down there in that green connector, the wire burned, the connector burned. All the other ones are fine, but that one right there, it had a loose connection, and I couldn't figure out where that wire went, because it went into the big harness here, and then that harness splits off into about 5 or 6 different directions, and it's like, I'm not unpeeling all of that crap. And I pulled out my little what is the name of that damn tool? Anyway, it sends a signal down the wire, and then it's got a receiver that you move along the harness, and it really wasn't helping me very much to locate where that wire went, because, well, let's just say it wasn't helping me a lot. So I figured out, yeah, power comes from here. It comes in from right here, these 2 cables. That feeds this box, and there's 2 circuits. And this one feeds F2, and then F2 goes over to that connector right there, and then it goes all the way over there through the switches on the dash. And I pulled the dash apart last week, checking all the switches and everything, and I didn't have any power there either. I was tracing the power all the way back, and it was pissing me off. So anyway, instead, you know, they want this truck back, so instead of playing around, I kind of determined through doing some ohm tests and stuff like that, that all this does is its power feeds the fuses, and then it goes out, and then it goes and does its thing. So I clipped the wire back there, the blue wire, and then I put in this, it's a 30 amp fuse on F2. So I put in a inline fuse, and I came power off of this side. And then I've got a note here that tells the next person that comes along, if that note stays there, that F2 is bypassed. okay? It's for the blower. And I put 102 on there because this truck 102, I take a picture of that and save it for my own notes later. So, now, what causes this? Well, a bad connection, of course. It could have had a loose connection, road grime. You know, I mean, that's a Deutsch connector, and it's got, you know, seal in the back there to protect it, but that doesn't really guarantee anything. And I was going to, I tried my best to get the pen out because I've got the tools to do that, but it had melted inside there. And even if I did manage to get it out and put a new end on there, I'd have to find a end, which would probably take a couple more days to get that. And then we'd have to see if it would actually stay in there because it's melted. That's why I bypassed it. So, and it's still hooked up in case there's something that I missed that's still feeding for whatever. So it's still, the fuse is still in there, which is why we have a note. So anyway, this comes from people trying to make it cold inside the cab when it's 100 degrees out here and high humidity. Because no matter how much I explain it, no matter how I try to reason with people, all they know is, I'm hot. And it's like, you work in a construction industry. I'm sorry, it's fucking hot, okay? And guess what? In the wintertime, it's cold. Oh my God, Jeff, I can't believe it. It's actually cold in the wintertime? Yes, it is. So, don't run the damn blower wide open. Why? Because you're running it at maximum amperage draw, and that connection that I pointed to inside the cab, according to all the videos and the tech guy over there at Velocity Truck Center said, you know, that's where those burn. They burn that connector right over there. And I was like, oh, well, that's easy. I can fix that. No, that's not where it burned. That's why I had to trace it all the way out here because I didn't know where it was coming from. Because that fuse being good messed me up. So that got hot because we're running it at maximum amperage draw, and that for whatever reason it had a weak connection right there, and it built up heat and it melted it and it oxidized the connection, and then the fan stopped working. So my question is, brothers and sisters, is it better to realize that you can't make it 50 degrees in the cab unless it's wintertime? So don't put, this one goes up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a dot between each of the numbers, 4 being the max. So is it better to run, and it has a detent for 1, 1.5, or half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. So is it better to just run it on 3 and just get some cool air blowing on you? Or is it better to run it at max, even though it doesn't make it any cooler in the truck, and then have this happen, and then you don't have any fucking air conditioning? I guess that's for you to decide, because this truck right here has been without air conditioning for a month, right in the middle of summer. And it's not because I wasn't willing to work on it. It's because these jokers tear up shit faster than I can get these trucks back on the road, and air conditioning falls really far down the list on the scale of importance. Getting a truck back on the road so it can deliver concrete is more important than your air conditioning. So, and believe me, if I'm in the truck, I want air conditioning. So, and the other thing is, don't run the damn thing on recirculation in high humidity, because when you do that, the evaporator over there, that little radiator that's inside that the fan is blowing air across in order to put cold air in the cab, that freezes up or ices up, and then you don't have any air conditioning. And then the fan really is running at max amperage draw because it's trying to fight against a big restriction. So use your head, have some common sense, and realize that the air conditioning in the cab is not meant to make you cold. And the thing is, in the middle of summer, do you really want to sit in a cold cab and then have to get out? This is a rear dump truck. You have to get outside to do work, to do your job, to deliver your concrete. So do you really want to have it ice cold in the cab and then get out in 100-degree weather? Hell no, because then it's really miserable. So that's it. I'm done with my rant, and I hope this helped you, and have a wonderful day, and thank you for stopping by. And please cruise on over to Wickedoil and get yourself some oil, some grease, something. Trust me, you're not going to find a better lubricant than Amsoil. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, I should say that it is the 23rd of July 2024. Sorry. Bye.